I'm all up. My grill is all up in this thing. Okay, I need to cut this. Okay, so I usually don't like making these kind of videos because like they're a dime a dozen. But around this time, usually, you got to do your taxes and all that. Over the last three-ish years, I've started making content, and something interesting, I started gradually seeing a growth in my income. And at times you realize like what you're doing and the things that you're making and how much time you put into your videos, your projects, whatever it is. It may feel like it's not resulting in anything, but it's moments like these where I've realized like we're on to something. We're on to something because when I first started making content, I was a video editor and I did that full time. Had one client, and then I picked up did like one or two small projects here and there. But once all that started changing, I actually had two clients. I had two retainer clients, and that was cool. Like I was able to travel, do all that. And once that changed, I got a job, started driving a bus. That's what I'm doing now, in between breaks. But because you need income, you don't want to be a starving artist. There's no reason to be a starting artist because everybody's story is different, right? So there I started making income, and then now been doing that for like 2 years now. Did taxes again, looked at it again. I was like, whoa, I almost doubled my net growth, however the accounting terms for income is. Almost doubled, dang near tripled it, which it's not saying a lot because I ain't rolling in dough. If I was, I wouldn't be working a second job. But doing that is like, it's such a humble reminder just to remind yourself of the wins, right? Because in 2023, I shot my first wedding, which I've talked about this previously, but then this past year, full scope of some projects I got to work on. I shot 4 weddings, one in California, got to shoot that with one of my close friends, pretty dope. Another one in Italy, again, another close friend of mine, let me have me fly the drone for the outdoor wedding across the vineyard in Italy, in Bologna. My goodness, it was beautiful. I'll probably find a clip and put it up here just to kind of give you a look at what we were looking at. And then I shot a wedding in Kansas of a couple friends, and then I shot another wedding in Texas with one of my close college friends. And it's just like, okay, to go from one wedding to 4 is insane. And then I got to work with a top tier nuclear plant company. So I did a explainer video. So it's an animated educational video to help one of their latest procedural changes. So that was pretty dope to do. And I did a couple rebrands, building logo kits, and did that this past year. And just so the variety of projects I was able to work on last year, on top of seeing a growth in my income, is like, yo, we're actually doing something. But the growth process is so is the word fecal? I don't think that's the right word. But it's one of those things like, wow. You never really know what starting is gonna get you, right? But the most important thing is you gotta start, for real, because you gotta give yourself a shot. And it's so true. Like, so many times it's people are like, just start. And you'll never really know until you do it. And yes, your first videos are going to be trash. Your first projects are going to be trash because you don't know what you're doing. But gradually, when you take the moments to sit back and reflect, you're like, wow, to see the growth, of how far you've come versus, whatever. As much as the aesthetic of holding a mic is, I talk with my hands way too much, and I just need the freedom. But it's one of those things where you just realize, like, wow, the growth is something. I was just watching this podcast with Lily Reinhart, talked about this book, The Growth. Was it the gain and the gap or something like that? And talked about, like, so many people focus on the gap, right? That's the space where you see how far you have to go to get where you want to be. And not a lot of us live in the gain. Like, that's the space where you look at how far you've grown, how far you've come, you know? And so this is really what that video kind of is about, is like sitting in that moment, really like, dang, worked a lot, like really been grinding, working 2 jobs and supporting this this dream, this aspiration that I have to continue to build this creative studio. And you know what's so crazy is I posted this video on 3 different platforms. So I posted this video. I'm gonna show it here. I posted it on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts. And YouTube Shorts and Instagram, they've all done the same. But on TikTok, for some reason, this video was popping off, and I don't have the famous idea why. But it sparked the most conversation, and I've also seen the most engagement, the most shares, things like that on TikTok. And I'm just shocked. And I just don't understand why, because that's like, oh, TikTok is one of those platforms, man. It's a wild, wild west, and you just never really know what works. But because of that, because I posted a video, because I was posting videos on there for a while, I was able to get a brand reached out and wanted me to test out the product. Same thing happened on YouTube. I was posting videos talking about some editing and things, making short films and all that. And another brand reached out, had me wanted to use one of their editing software plugins. And so there's so many things that of work that I've gotten from just posting. And that's not me even doing reaching out. That's like other people have recommend me for work, and I'm like, cool. So now it's just talking about what you do or what do you want to do. Just talk about it, manifest it in a way, but not to say, oh, you're throwing it out in the ether and then expecting everything just to roll out. Like a car isn't no use unless you put it in motion, right? So talk about what you want. You got to talk. If you're going to talk about it, you got to be about it. One of my favorite quotes, because Marshawn Lynch is one of my favorite players, is you got to be about that action, boss. Like, that's all it is. You just got to do it. And eventually, just when you show up enough, things start happening, but you also just got to put yourself in those opportunities, put yourself in those spaces. So of the million people have probably said this, just start. Whatever the project is, whatever it's holding you back, just start and get rolling and ask for help if you need it, because you don't know what's going to happen, and you don't know who's going to show up and start supporting you. One of the homies, like, has been showing up for a lot of the videos since he subscribed, is Mark Brown. Appreciate you, my guy. Like, to see you constantly showing up, man, I really appreciate that. For real, I really appreciate you. But yeah, I just came on here to yap about that, because I did my taxes, and just seeing the numbers change and go up, I'm like, yo, it's fun not, even though it doesn't feel like it, it's fun not operating with less. You know, so there's so many benefits to just working at what you want to do. So that's it. That's all. It's just a chill yap session. I'm just chilling here on the bus because I got some time, and I shot this video twice now, and I'm just like, you know what, just put it up, just film it, no cuts, and just put it out there, bro. Because you don't know, like I say, you never know who's watching. So I love y'all. Much love. It's your boy Groovy Foo. Catch you later. Stay groovy. Peace.